The City of Vancouver will be making an apology for past discrimination against Chinese people. I attended 2 of the 3 community forums put on by the city. My suggestion, which was accepted, was to have part of the apology spoken in the dialect of the pioneer Chinese. Most of the first settlers who came to Canada from China came from southern China, from the 4 counties, Sai Yip. So because of that significance, any apology by the city, I would suggest have somebody apologize in our dialect.
Woo! Yeah!
So that's really important. And then invite all the people who, from that era, who can speak that dialect so they can really feel the apology. So that's basically what I have to say. Any apologies by the province, they didn't really apologize in the dialect of the people who came here early, the village country dialect. My background is Hoiping. It's one of the 4 counties from southern China. Most of the immigrants came to Canada from the 4 counties, actually apologizing in the country village dialect, the Sai Yip, the 4 counties dialect. So that's really important because you're apologizing to people who speak that dialect and not just speaking the Mandarin, because Mandarin is fairly new in Canada in terms of people coming. So when you apologize, you want to be apologizing directly to the people who work in the railway. I learned the dialect from my grandfather, who came in 1916. So even subsequent generations, there's a slight difference. So there are still people who speak the country dialect, so just a little more recognition for people in general.
I proposed this motion of council to explore this idea back in 2014. At the time, I didn't recognize how complex the issue was, that it extended much beyond the time of incorporation of the City of Vancouver to 1947, when it was officially made that the right to vote was granted to the Chinese people. And in fact, the discrimination had continued well past that date.
Yes?
Yes, just to relate an experience. My dad was in a theater somewhere near Chinatown in the early 1950s. So they led him to the back, and in the dark he'd be seated in the back. So when they turned on the lights, my dad noticed that the whole section was all Chinese. And my dad was kind of amused by it, but that's discrimination. And yet my dad wasn't upset about it. When I heard the story, it kind of felt a little bit different for me. But for him, it's just sort of a natural, discrimination on the bus, in the theaters, that sort of thing.
I think it more or less become a bit of a normal situation.
Well, he doesn't seem to be upset about it. Even like a few years ago when he told the story, he wasn't upset about it. And I was kind of upset about it. I just want to make a comment regarding family association buildings, benevolent associations. I remember my dad was saying in the early 50s, our clan, the Seto clan, Fong Leun Tong Society, we rented a house so the clan members would come to this house. And then the surrounding neighbors didn't like the idea of a lot of Chinese people coming in and out. So that led to us buying our own building. So we ended up buying a building on 1 East Hastings, another one at 718 East Pender. So that became our headquarters. So up to then, I mean, there was a sort of a segregation. That's not really segregation, but it's almost like discrimination. I see a lot of Chinese people congregating in one area. So I would like to see more history, in terms of the city, dealing with recognition of this kind of thing. Our society actually got dissolved in 2011 because they don't know how to register the $25 fee. So it's kind of thing where it's not really that important anymore. But in the old days, it was very important. And then it also connects all the people from China, people with our last name, Seto. When they come over from China, they're looking for members of the families across Canada, so they just contact the association buildings, and they know where these people are, because the people are registered with each association, each area. So when you contact the headquarters across Canada, the society buildings across Canada, then you find out where different members of the family are, relatives. So that's kind of a historical thing now, but it was very relevant in the past.
So where would the stories from these be collected from?
Well, you would interview people who actually belong to the societies. Myself, I could input whatever I know. So as a resource.